evening to you, gang. It's Sunday, the 29th of April, 2018. Welcome to today's United Kingdom Talk, a nighttime one this week. Although the last nighttime Sunday one we're due for a while. Because I've got news. I've got a new karaoke night. A definite date and everything. Came from nowhere. And this is often the thing when you do DJing and karaoke, anything entertainment-wise, often jobs come from you chase these jobs and they come to nothing. And then suddenly, as my mate says, my best mate often says, things just suddenly fall in your lap. And they really do. I've got a new karaoke night, which is over in Nunhead, which is in South East London. I think it's next to Peckham, if I remember rightly. 39 Nunhead Green. Not next Sunday, but it starts the Sunday after. Next Sunday, I'm going down there just to check the place out. But he's given me a date and everything. I spoke to the manager. What a lovely chap. Dennis, Irish. So we had a good old chinwag, not necessarily about karaoke. That's the trouble. People ring me up, for a chat sometimes. And they've got a subject in their mind. And it's just like this show. We talk about something completely different. We were talking about Yorkshire, where I've just recently been on holiday, as you well know. So that will be at the Pyrotechnists Arms. Shall I spell that for you? Pyrotechnists. I don't know how you say that. Pyrotechnists Arms, which is 39 Nunhead Green in South East 15. And that will be starting on May the 13th. Is that 13th for May? Hang on a minute. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 7. Yeah. Sunday, May the 13th. I think that was the date. I'm pretty sure that's the date. Sunday, May the 13th. So we've got a brand new karaoke over in South East London at Nunhead at the Pyrotechnics Arms, which is good news, isn't it? At last. Because we can't be sitting here bored on a Sunday night, dear. Hopefully I'll be able to stream the show as well and you'll be able to watch it at your homes as well. Good evening to Weird City Citizen, who's watching in Sao Paulo. What are you doing over there? Sao Paulo in Brazil. Oh, yeah. They got a lot of maracas there, haven't they? And he says he loves the music we play at the beginning, especially the crescendo. He says it's quite Dallas bits. I know the bit you mean. The orchestral music. Da, 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 da. You love it, don't you? Evening to you, sir. Good evening to Shania. Church news, Shania, coming up in a moment. Church news, don't worry. Evening, Shania, who gets the first message in on the Facebook Live site this morning. Alan Russell's there. Good evening, Alan. Nice to see you tonight. I did love your Facebook message the other day. Alan put this profile up. Okay, profile message. Now, where is it? I took a note of this. One moment, please. Let me see if I can find this. Here it is. Here's the message on Alan's wall the other morning. And it was very sad. This is not, I don't want you to laugh at this. Very, very serious. Very serious, okay? Very serious. And Alan's message the other day, while the wife was in the kitchen cooking breakfast, I suddenly heard a loud thud. Not funny. Running in, I found her collapsed on the floor and not breathing. I was in a blind frenzy. I had no idea what to do. But then I remembered Wetherspoons do an all-day breakfast for just $3.99, so he was okay after all of that. Excellent update on your Facebook profile last week. Well done. We like that one. Oh, someone's watching this now. Oh, that's really sexist. Oh, God. If you're offended by anything at all, then please switch off. This is not the programme for you, dear. We take life a little less seriously. I mean, look at my face. How could I ever take life not seriously? Exactly. Thank you. Oh, Weird City says that you're in Worthing, are you? Mr. Sowes is in Sao Paulo. How strange, because that's appeared under your line. Isn't that strange? Okay, we got mixed up at the end there. Hello to Tom. Welcome along to Tom, who's watching the show on Periscope this evening. Who else have we got today? Let's have a look. Adam the Plumber. Good evening, Adam. Nadia. Good morning, Nadia. Welcome to the show, Nadia. Danny Gibbs, International. How are you, Danny? Danny's the one who couldn't get his chair at church. Did you get your church chair this week? That is the question. I've got church news coming up in a moment, Danny. Oh, it's a bit hot in here. You know what? I've turned the heating on because I was cold. Hang on, let me open the window. I'm not going to turn on the blooming air conditioner if it's cold outside. That's just pointless. I turned the heating on a little while ago. It's really cold here today. It's absolutely freezing. It was freezing this morning when I went to church. I went to a different church today. I'll tell you about that later. Good evening, Rod Brown's there. Let's have a look. Juan, greetings, Juan. Dino, good evening, Dino. Are you doing some music, Dino, or something? Are you singing songs at the moment? I think you're making a record or something, or you're with someone else making a record. Is someone else doing the singing and you're pushing buttons or something? Good evening to the lovely Vectus Humphreys, who is the brightest star on Vectus Radio, which is a very large international station on the Isle of Wight. Millions of listeners all over the world. Good evening, Vectus. Good evening to Frank Keane. Good evening, Frank. Haven't seen you for a while. All the way from Dublin this evening. Top of the morning to you, Frank. Hope you're very well there this morning. And Andy Baker is there as well. Greetings, Andy. So here's my church news. So we've got the karaoke news. I've got to make some posters of that, actually. I might do that when I finish the show tonight. Got to make some new posters for the new karaoke down there in Nunhead in South East London. So this morning, hang on a minute, let me have some. I bought my tea up today and my little pot. Have you seen my little teapot? My sister got me this for Christmas. I asked for a teapot and she got me two, a large one and a small one. I only get the large one when I got visitors, which is very unusual for me to have. I don't like people in the house. I don't. Yeah, it's bad, and I've said this to you so many times before. I don't like people coming in the house. Worse than that, I don't like people using my toilet. I hate people using my toilet. It's just awful. My mate's very good at leaving the door open after he's used it. Oh, and the smell, dear. Mind you, it's not as bad as my nephew in the caravan, Gary. It was like it was almost like me and him on most nights were having wind releasing competitions, much to the annoyance of his wife. But not the two children, Gary and Evie and Olivia. 3 children, Gary, Olivia, and Harry, Olivia, and Evie. Did I tell you it was Evie's birthday while I was on holiday? And I said, "What do you want for your birthday?" And she wanted slime. Now, have you seen this stuff? Slime. Oh, I don't know why a child would want such a disgusting thing. It's like a little pot like that, and you do get different colours. I think yellow and pink and green and blue. You know, very gary colours, a little bit like behind there. And you take the thing off, and you just it's like coloured snot. It's vile, and you can't actually do anything with it. Very, very strange thing. So I got her that and some sunglasses. And something else. I can't remember what the other thing was now. Anyway, so she is now 6. I've got a great niece, 6 years old she is, and she's lovely. I was quite attached to her while we were on holiday, I must say. While we were in the shop, I also got great nephew Harry this toilet thing. It's like a little toilet. You see how all this ties in? Oh, you don't think I just turn up here and start talking, do you? It's all prepared, love. Look, here are my meticulous notes in front of me for today's show. Look, meticulous notes, but all prepared, nice and neat, lines and squares and things like that. Anyway, so I bought my little nephew this little plastic toilet, which was, so big, I suppose, about as big as that. And that had a type of slime in it as well, although it wasn't the same slime as what my great niece had. The slime in here was like a light blue colour, and it was much more viscous. Is that, so it wasn't so runny. It was much less runny. And the idea was you took the plastic cover off it and you pushed 2 fingers into this little plastic toilet and it would make farting noises. He found this hilarious, like that. And when sometimes you push your fingers in, you don't get a noise. Me and my nephew were only too happy to assist when he couldn't actually get the noise happening. Great nephew Harry, he would have you in stitches. Now, before you all start saying, "Oh, you shouldn't teach children those things," I'm going to tell you, if you've ever had, and I know a lot of you love to have little children around you. 2, 3, 4, 5, anything up to sort of 13. After which point, they go. 13 years old, they don't want to know you anymore. You are an embarrassment to their friends. 13 years old, that's it, they're gone. I know how it'll be. I know I'll be just pushed out. Uncle Chris is coming round. Oh no, I'm going out to see my friends. Off they've gone there before you've had a chance to say hello to them. 13 years old, pointless. Anything up to that, they want to be around you, don't they? And they want to be carried. They want to be carried. I've got a bad back at the moment. And the reason for the bad back is that I gave great nephew Harry shoulders for about 20 minutes. And he thought, and he thought my head was a steering wheel. So we're walking along the caravan site like this. He'd gone like that. Like that he's going. Oh, we had a great time. And of course, I would, even if he turned it a little way, I would sort of do it further. So we'd end up going into a bush. And then crossing the road randomly. Anyway, so Great Harry, on the first day I was there, we were having a little bit of a muck around in the caravan. And he come up to me right close to my ear and he said, Chris. So he thought no one could hear him, you see. Chris. And I'm like, what? You're a dickhead. I said, what did you say? You're a dickhead. And I looked around. And his mum, my niece-in-law, I suppose you would call her, his mum didn't hear. So you mustn't say things like that. You're a bitch. Shh, Harry, shh. You're a bitch, he said a bit louder, at which point his mum heard her. What did you say, Harry? I said, don't look at me. I never taught him those words. And she immediately blamed my nephew, Gary. That's you teaching him like that. And Gary said, it's nothing to do with me. Anyway, as the week went on, because I was never going to let him in it. I was never, ever going to drop him in it. She heard. As the week went on, each day, he would come out with one of those two words. Chris, you're a dick. He actually said this to me, my nephew, my great nephew, 4 years old. You're a dickhead, right? So this went on all week, and I said nothing. And there's no way I would get my great nephew in trouble with his mum. No way at all. Children, I just wouldn't do it. I won't tell your parents. Right? On the last day, I'm sitting there in the morning when it was Evie's birthday in the caravan with them all. Harry's coming. He's coming over for a play fight with me. I'm doing this on his head. Does that hurt? No. Does that hurt? No. Does that hurt? No. Right, okay. Then I turned him upside down with his feet. And when he was sitting next to me quietly, I said, Harry, I said, come here. You're a dickhead. And do you know what he did? Mum, Chris just called me a dickhead. Dropped me straight in it. The entire week he'd been calling me these different names. I called him once quietly on the last day. He's dropped me straight in it with his mother-in-law, with his mother, who immediately gave me one of her stern looks, which made no difference to me. It just made it even funnier to me, to be honest. Oh, dear, dear. So that was Harry. Where were we going with that story? We were going somewhere with that story now, weren't we? Harry's Shoulders, I told you that. It's such a beautiful place up in Yorkshire. It really is. Highly recommended if you want to go on a holiday there. Where were we going with that story? I'm sure we were going somewhere with that story now, and I can't remember now. Good evening to Ants Galloway. Church. Thank you very much. That was it. Church. Danny says, I did get my seat and I got bad stares from the woman who nicked it previously. Yeah, Danny goes to church. He's up in Grimsby and he didn't go for a while. And when he went back, someone had nicked his chair. We all have our special chairs in church, dear. So he waited for the woman to get up and then grabbed the chair back and has been there ever since. Well done. Excellent, Danny. So here's my... Oh, hang on a minute. Where we were going on there? Tom, there's Tom. Liquid Snake says, are you in prison? No, do you want me to be? Do you think I should be in prison? I could be in prison guilty of doing bad television programmes. Would that be about right? Guilty of pretending to be a superstar. That's what I'd be in there. Liquid snakes. No one's in prison. Hello to Paul Mosley. Hello, Paul, in Birmingham. Mr. Sal says it's 3 hours less, so I think I must say good evening. Oh, 8:76. So it's what? It's 5:15 in the afternoon in Brazil, is it? In Sao Paulo. Oh, well, okay. Hello to Jonathan Tustain. Hello. Glad you had a nice holiday. Sometimes a holiday in the UK can just be as fun as a holiday abroad. Oh, absolutely. The weather is irrelevant, to be honest. Unless you're one of those people who wants to sit on a sunny, hot beach and do nothing, which does nothing for me at all. I can't do that. I find that impossible to do that. Unless you want to do that, the weather, wherever you are on holiday, is pretty irrelevant. As long as it's not cold. Although, people go skiing. People go to see the Northern Lights, and it's blooming cold there, isn't it? In Iceland and Norway and places like that. Thank you. Right. People, I'm getting a little bit confused with a little bit too many messages coming through there. Adam says, I've got my seat in church tonight, which is a good thing, as I was taking the service. Well done, Adam. Well done, taking the service this morning. So here's the church news, Shania, and those of you that are church-interested people. It's okay, we're not about to become a religious program or anything like that. I'm not about to be spouting the Lord's Prayer. Oh, I know what I meant to say. I'll tell you what I saw on the bus the other day. Oh, no, I can't remember now. I can't remember the exact phrase. No, in which case I won't tell you what. I can't remember the exact phrase now. No, so I'll remember that for another show. Okay, and I'll tell you then. But anyway, here's the church news. So this morning, I went to play the organ at a new church. Now, it's a beautiful old organ. You don't see them that old and that beautiful anymore. All pipes, okay, sitting in the corner, upstairs. And I played the organ this morning, and for the whole week, I've been as nervous as hell. Now, I offered my services, okay? By the way, you don't get paid. Well, I suppose you could get paid for it if you wanted to. To me, if you do something for the church, it's because you love the church, okay? There are professional organists, and there's nothing wrong with that, who pitch themselves to churches and say, hello, I'll come play the organ for you. It's, I don't know, 50 quid a session or something like that. I don't do that, okay? And there's a lot of people like me, you do it for the church. It's like people who go and clean the church. They don't expect to get paid. Of course, if they can't find anyone to clean it, then I suppose they have to pay someone to do it. I can't see any of the priests on their hands and knees scrubbing the floors, can you? I wouldn't do it myself, dear. So I saw a little advert in the newsletter of the particular church, which isn't my church, about 2 weeks ago. And they said, we're desperate for an organist. So I thought, well, I've been looking for somewhere close to do this for a while. When I do stuff, I need to be needed. You know what I mean? Now, the church I normally go to has 2 organists. And someone said to me, oh, you play the organ. Why don't you do it here? I said, well, they've got 2 there. But you could do it as well. Yeah, but I'm not needed to do it. I saw this advert, Holy Ghost Church in Crowthorne, and it said, we are desperate for an organist. So I contacted them, and the priest went down there and had a look around, met the priest and all that. And that was all well and good. He said, well, can we call on you if we need? It was the normal people can't always do it. So I said, yeah, no problem at all. So I'm on holiday last week. 2 days after I'd been to this church, and I got this email from Father Marcus. And he said, can I drop you in the deep end? Can you do next Sunday? Our organist can't be here. So I said yes straight away, because obviously, I'd offered this. But of course, I couldn't practice anything because I was away on holiday. So the only practice I downloaded, well, I didn't download, I watched the hymns because I wasn't familiar with 2 of the hymns, or the mass setting, which was, Shania, I don't know if you know the mass setting by Dan Schultz, I think it is. Mass of, let me think of the title, Mass of Christ the Saviour. It's a lovely tune, but I wasn't aware, I didn't really know it. So I kept playing this thing while I was on holiday. And I played it so much that great niece Evie, now 6 years old, actually started singing it along with me. Anyway, so I had this tune in my head because I don't read music. I can barely read music, just about the top line very slowly, like a child learning to read. That's how I read music. So I can't really read music. I listen and I play. Not always in exactly the same key, but nearly. Do you know what I mean? We're not sort of so far up that you can't get to the, like that, although some of them do sing like that, dear. I've heard choirs. Oh, my word, I've heard some terrible choirs over the years. It's usually you get like 5 or 6 people in a choir and one is completely and totally out of tune. Bit like a karaoke night, except with religious music. Perhaps they should have a screen and a host as well. I don't know how to do it. So I got back here on Friday and I only had like Friday night and Saturday to have a go at these things. So I learnt them as best I could. Anyway, so the whole weekend I've been absolutely bricking it. I've got to tell you, I've been bricking it. So I turned up, and it was 11 o'clock mass, so I got to the church at about 20 past 10. Went upstairs, and someone was there who I'd met last week, nice lady, Karen. And it's got these curly stairs, ever so narrow. What do you call those? The little twisty stairs you go up. Right in the corner. So we went up there and switched on the organ. And I thought, yeah, okay, I think I can do this. And I did it. And it came off all right. Yeah, I think there was a couple of bum notes here and there when I tried to be a bit clever. And, of course, I wasn't used to that organ. Very, very different playing a pipe organ. Really is. If you know anything about music, on a lot of the electronic ones, certainly the one, I've got a piano keyboard come organ downstairs, and it's got like a sustain, so when you go from one note to the other, it kind of holds on a little bit, so it doesn't sound, it sounded, so it sounded like all the notes are joined up. Well, on a pipe organ, you don't have that, and I was a bit worried about that, because it's a long, long time since I played a pipe organ. Then of course, I started playing it. The very fact that you're playing it in a church means that the notes sustain anyway, okay, because it's echoing round. So that wasn't a problem in the end. I did indeed hit a couple of bum notes here and there, but it came off all right, and I'm really pleased. And afterwards, a couple of people said how much they enjoyed it, so that was nice. That was nice. It was really nice. And they said, did I want to go and have a cup of tea afterwards in the hall? Because they all have tea and all that, and a coffee in the hall afterwards, biscuits and things like that. I thought, I better not, because of the biscuits. The Slimming World, dear. Slimming World. We are trying to lose the weight gained on holiday, mainly by 5 very large ice creams while I was in Yorkshire. We're trying to lose that weight at the moment before the next Slimming World weigh-in on Tuesday. Oh, yes, so I'm trying to lose that weight. So it went very, very well. And they said, will I be back again? I said, well, I'm available whenever someone can't do it. I'm not the regular person. Now, what they do is they have an organist every other week. So on, off, okay? On the other week, they have a folk group. Now, the folk group wanted a keyboard player as well. But, here's the but. With a folk group, they're all playing instruments, right? I would need to be able to play in the same key to play with them. And I can't always be in the same key. As I say, if you know anything about music, I can play in C. Anyone can play in C. Any more than 2 black notes, and I'm in trouble. I can do up to 2 sharps. Sometimes at a real struggle 3, but I can only ever do 1 flat, and I don't know why that is. 1 flat is 1 black note. 3 sharps are 3 black notes. So you would think I'd be able to do 3 flats, but for some reason I can't, and I don't know why that is. Probably because I don't read music. So really, playing the keyboard with a folk group wouldn't work so well. So that's it. So I'm in. I'm really pleased about that. Really pleased I managed to get my head around that. One lady was really nice. She came up at the end of the thing, because I do play loud and fairly fast. I tend to play loud and fairly fast. All right, so there's my organ news. Danny says, have you been flexing your organ? Yes, indeed. A nice pipe organ, Danny. Do you remember when you used to get a lot of use out of yours? That's been a while, hasn't it, eh? Danny says, I do thing for City Church because I love being part of the church. Yes, you see. And it wouldn't even dream of asking for anything as a payment to do something. Not even so much as a cup of tea. You just do it because you want it. As I say, there are professional people, professional organ players, and indeed there's a list that comes out every week of people that are looking for an organist because they don't have one, and presumably they have to pay one. When I used to play at St. Joseph's in Roehampton, that's a few years ago now, the bloke there before me, he used to charge them every time, and I think the secretary who's a great friend of mine, Jean, she was saying that over the Easter period, he actually made more money than she did all week in the office. But, that's up to them what they do, you see. Hello to Simon. Did you have a nice holiday? Yes, Simon. Wonderful holiday. I hope you saw some of the holiday videos. We had a really, really good time. And, of course, I know about the Royals having a little baby boy. Yes, of course. Now, we've got a phone line open. If you want to call in at any point on the show today, there it is up there, okay? Call in. Feel free to call in. Lines are open. You don't have to call in. I'm never really that bothered about phoning. I know some people now and again like to call in. So it's there at any point if you want to call in. 020 8144 3477. Not going to be here for hours and hours. Just about an hour tonight. Okay, so 020 8144 3477 is my local London phone-in number. Shania loves doing things for the church, as I've seen, Shania. I've seen, darling. You're always at it, aren't you, love? Doing something in there. Some new thing. Oh, Danny Davies is calling in. Hang on. Let's just say hello to her. Good evening, Danny. How are you tonight?
Good evening. I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
There you are, dear. There was a little bit of a delay then, dear. I thought, you died while you were trying to ring. I can do funerals as well. What sort of music would you have at your funeral, Danny?
I would have Ding Dong the Witch is Dead.
I think that's very suitable for you, my love. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Da, 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 da. Oh, they were playing that when Thatcher died, wouldn't they?
I know. Good riddance to her.
Oh, no, that is awful. That is awful, dear. People were having parties in London, the dead Thatcher party and all that. I think that is horrendous to do something like that. I'm very disappointed with you, Danny. What were you being a minor radio celebrity as well, lovey?
Minor? I'm not minor, dear.
A minor radio celebrity in Welsh Wales. In the Valley. Are you in the Valley?
No, I'm on the North Wales coast.
Oh, yes, I remember now. It does look quite nice. I didn't realise you lived so near to the seaside.
Yes, I live approximately about 5 minutes away.
Okay. Is there caravan sites near you?
Yes, there is. There's a Haven.
Oh.
There's a Park Dean Resorts.
Yes.
There's little individual parks as well. There's a Pontins.
Pontins Holidays. Prestatyn?
Yes, that's the one.
Oh, wow. We used to go to Pontins all the time when we were children. We had a great time at Pontins. Although my great niece and her husband, they went a couple of times and were disappointed. But I think I'm not sure if they're not as good as they were, or people's expectations of such things are higher than they used to be when we were children, possibly.
The problem is with Pontins in Prestatyn is they've let it go.
Oh, really? So it needs a bit of a do-up, does it?
It's all... majority of it is, the old style chalets and stuff like that.
Right.
It's more of that than caravans now.
Well, yeah, but what's wrong with a chalet?
They're warmer in the winter, obviously, but they're closed in the winter, so they're warmer. They keep the heat a bit longer, but they're in a very bad repair. They need repairing and bringing back up to date. That's
the problem, is it? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, they haven't got the money because they're owned by Britannia Group. The Britannia Hotels Group.
Okay.
That's the company that own them.
I wonder if it would be cheaper to do them up or knock them down or replace them with. See, caravans don't last as long. You'll only get about 20 years out of a caravan if you're lucky. There are sites. Do you know there are caravan sites, Danny? And they won't. If your caravan is over 10 years old, that's it. You've got to move it. Too old now. You can't stay anymore.
Yeah. That's correct. Yeah, because my nana's had caravans in the past. She had 3 at one point on the coast here.
Yeah. Did she rent them out? Did she?
She rented them out. Yeah.
Did she make money from that, or just tick over?
Just tick over.
Right. Okay.
Always used to tick over because obviously you got your ground rents and stuff like that.
Yeah. That can be quite high.
But a Haven, because obviously I used to work for Haven, didn't I? And I used to get discounts of my family used to come down when I was in peak season as well.
Were they supporting you?
They were supporting me, and they even got accommodation for free.
Oh, that's all right, isn't it?
But one of the parks I was on was Pwllheli.
Right.
One of the old Butlin sites, one of the first ones.
And that became a Haven, did it?
That became a Haven, yeah.
So what did they do? Just knock down all the chalets and install caravans?
they've not knocked all the chalets are still there,
Right.
but they've updated them.
Okay.
So they've put all like new showers in them. Apart from the staff block, the
Right.
staff block is still 1980s, whatever it
Yes.
was. But there's brand new caravans. There's log cabins in the woods. There's
Well, it
there's
sounds
ones with hot
delightful.
tubs.
That sounds delightful. You can actually buy when these holiday camps shut. Some of them, and I'm sure I've seen them on the Isle of Wight. They actually sell off the chalets, and you can buy a chalet. Whether or not you have ground rent as well going in there, I don't know. But you can
Not
now
with
buy.
Haven, you can't.
What?
Not with Haven, you can't.
Well, they haven't got any chalets in Haven. No. When other holidays camps shut, run by whoever, I think Warner's, when they shut, sometimes they do up the chalets and then sell them. They sell the chalets, and I think you can actually live there. That'd be quite nice to live in a little one-bedroom chalet, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be nice.
Wouldn't
I
have
used to
much
live in a
space.
2-bedroom.
Did you?
Yeah, I used to share.
Oh, I couldn't be doing that, dear. Oh, I can't share. Oh, no. I can't even have anyone stay here in my house unless it's family or a friend.
No, that when I was working there, I was saying I used to have to share. I'd have to because that's the way the company do it.
Yeah.
They put the boys together and they put the girls together.
Yeah, you haven't got much privacy though, has you? I mean, what if you want to take someone, in the very unlikely thing that you was to pull someone, darling? I mean, I've seen your face. I've seen your face, so it is unlikely. But if you were,
I'm saying nothing because it's a family show.
If you were to pull someone, I mean, what do you do with them, dear? You'd have to be very quiet. You'd have to do that thing where you pretend to be asleep. You know, when you pretend to be asleep.
Do you know what it is? It's called asking.
Asking?
Yeah.
Say that again. Asking. Ask.
Yeah.
No, it's ask. Ask, dear. Ask. Not ask. Oh, that might be your Welsh accent. From Welsh Wales, Danny Davies from Welsh Wales on hospital. What is it? Hospital Radio Wales or something you're on?
No, it's not.
Is it a hospital radio station? Is it hospital?
It's not a hospital station. No, it's a fully commercial station, my dear.
Oh.
You know this because you listen to it.
I thought you were just streaming from a ward somewhere.
Dear, please.
Eh?
No, thank you. But back to what we were saying. Yeah, so we'd ask the person you were sharing with if it was okay if someone came round.
Oh.
Because it was against company policy to sleep with a guest, as they would call it.
Well, I should hope so as well. What is this world coming to, dear? People just sleeping with who they want to sleep with? It's not on, dear. At least ask the permission, darling. Besides, as an entertainer, you'll probably end up on the front page of the Daily Mail in 50 years' time. Yes.
I wouldn't go for the Daily Fail.
Yes.
I'd probably be on the Daily Star, knowing me.
That makes sense. What is a topless model?
Yes.
Well, looking at you the other day, I was wondering if you were about to buy a training bar or something, dear.
Oh, which picture was that?
Talk to Tony Power says this is shameful talk tonight. You're absolutely right, Tony. It is shameful talk. Something that I would never talk about on my own, you understand. It's only when Danny comes on, he does bring out the worst in me, I'm afraid. He does bring out the worst in me. Good evening to Brendan Brady fan who wants to know, are we live? Well, have a look at the picture, dear. Have a look at the picture, dear. What does it say? The time there and the date. Yes, we are live tonight if you are watching the show live. Thank you.
Live from the Bracknell TV complex.
The Bracknell Television Complex, yes. Juan.
That's what I was going to say to you.
Yeah.
When you know your park you've just come from.
Yes.
I've been to that park.
It's the second biggest, apparently.
Yes, I've worked at that park.
Oh, it's fantastic. The swimming pool. When did you work there?
My second year, 2012.
Okay, I think they've added an extra swimming pool. They've put there was a swimming pool with all things in it, like fountains and a big bucket, what tips over now and again.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another pool, and there's one on the side. And if you look at the roof, half of the roof is new. So I think they've added that onto the side. Oh, fantastic there. Absolutely.
Primrose Valley.
Yeah, Primrose Valley, that's it. But I don't know if you heard the show at all yesterday. Whoever was doing the bingo, well, it was like they didn't want to be there. Miserable as sin. Especially Especially the young girl who was checking the numbers. You know, when your house, and then she comes round and takes your ticket. 4, 13, 17, 12. I'm like, hello, do you actually want to be here tonight? God, what a miserable cow that is. I hope you weren't like that there. Eh?
I've been there, done that. That was one of my jobs. I used to be chief bingo caller.
Well, I hope you were happier than she was.
Yeah, because you can't. There's a thing you have in training where you sound like you're having fun, but not too much fun.
Well, she weren't having any fun at all. And talking about the bingo, the numbers are now read out by the computer, which I think is a big shame as well. That doesn't really do it for me. He literally pushes a button and it starts reading out the numbers and flashing them up on the screen. The person sitting in the box, I think all they do is push the stop button when someone shouts "House!" What do you shout? What do you shout out when you play bingo, Danny?
Here you go.
Here you go. Or ER. My nan used to shout ER. ER. My
nana shouts that. ER.
ER. My nan had a very big win once on the Daily Mirror bingo. Yes. £145,000. Thank you very much, Nanny Hayes. Nanny Hayes.
Well done.
Yeah, that was the biggest ever win at the time. That would have been 1984, 85, something like that.
Before I was born.
Yeah, is that before you were born, Danny? Oh, come
yes,
on,
it
lovey.
Was.
Come on, lovey. We're all friends here. We're not ageist. You can mention your real name while you're sitting there. Your real age?
29. I'm 29.
Are you 30 this year?
Yes,
When is that?
88.
Oh, well, yeah. What month is that?
September.
September. Will you be requiring to book Chris Reardon's mobile karaoke services for your function?
No, because I'm going away.
Oh, where are you off to?
Well, I might be going to Newcastle for the night,
Newcastle, dear.
Yes, Newcastle.
Well, you won't understand a word anyone says.
One does like a Geordie.
You won't understand a word anyone says while you're up there, dear. I tell you what, I don't know if you've watched the Korean news, the North Korean news. You know, when they sometimes they show a snippet and it's this big old bird it is. And she's got her
yes.
You've seen it. Hey. She's chatting away. Hey. And she's all very serious, right? I can watch half an hour of that and understand everything she says. Go to Newcastle, can't understand a word anyone says up there, dear. Not a word. I mean, even Deck from Ant and Deck, which is just now Deck. Can't understand a word they're saying. It's like I have to put the subtitles on when I'm watching Saturday Night Takeaway. Ant and Deck's Saturday Night Takeaway.
It's called getting old, dear.
Can't
that's
understand what word they're saying. It's not my hearing. No, thank you very much. Adam says, I shout Eureka when I went on the bingo. Oh, well, that's very strange, Adam. I should imagine you get some funny looks when you shout something like that out there. Eureka? That's not a bingo term, is it, Danny? At least we agree on that, I'm sure, lovey.
No, it's not a bingo term. If I was calling bingo and you shouted Eureka, I'd just go, what?
What? Then you would get a funny look, wouldn't you? Mind you, there's some of the things Adam's done, to be honest. I think he's often had funny looks. Tony Power says, you mentioned that when you went to the Café de Paris. I've been to the Café de Paris on the top floor. And that bloke who does 3, 2, 1. What's his name? Ted Rogers. Ted Rogers.
I'll be backtracking. What are you on about Café de Paris for?
Café de Paris. Well, that's where the Daily Mirror took us all when my nan won the bingo, dear.
Oh,
yes.
Right, okay.
And we were sitting at this big table and Ted Rogers walks in from 3, 2, 1. Okay?
Can you do the fingers?
Yes, of course I can do. I can do anything, dear. Anything.
Go on, do the fingers, because I
3, 2,
can't
1.
see
There
it.
it is. 3, 2, 1. I bet you do it and it's
back.
the wrong way round, don't you? So you look rude. There's no rudeness on this programme, dear. No rudeness at all on this programme, dear.
We have the rudeness when we're off air, when me and you speak
when
off
we're
off
off
the
air.
television.
So so they took us there. Ted Rogers turned up, and as he walks in, and everyone's trying to talk to him. My nan says, "Who's he then?" I didn't know who it was. Mind you, I have the same thing in Waitrose occasionally. Not a lot of people know who I am. Really.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But that might change. Weird City Citizen says, my nan shouts, I'm up! I'm up! I'm trying to get my mate to join the bingo, actually. We've got a bingo place here in Bracknell at the Point. I want to go bingo at least once a week from now on. Perhaps on an afternoon or something like that. I think that would be great.
You
Excellent.
can't go to bingo
Why not?
because you'd end up laughing and all the old dears would end up battering you.
Not when there's bingo going on, darling. There's no laughing and playing around when there's bingo. Very, very serious. Very serious. You know,
Serious?
Yes. My niece-in-law, do you know how much she won the jackpot, didn't she? £164. Tight-fisted cow never gave me a penny. And I had decided in my mind, if I won the bingo, I would give them the winnings. I didn't say anything. I decided that. And then I thought, I'll keep 20 quid for myself. No, I'll give it all to them if I win. Yeah, it'd be a nice thing to do. She won. Christ, you've never seen someone run so quickly over to the bar to collect the money. Dear me. I thought she was breathing in hard. She pointed her head towards the bar and breathed in hard like she could suck the money straight over to her table, dear. Shocking. She got up, going like that. Anyway, so she got the money and straight in the purse. And I'm sorry, I had to say something, lovey. I said, oh, are we all going to split that up, £35 each? Not a word. I mentioned it 7 times. She didn't give us a penny. Didn't even buy me a blooming drink. How rude is that?
Drink.
Not a penny. Shocking. Hang on a minute.
You don't drink anyway, so...
No, not the point, dear. I like to be asked. I don't drink. That is correct. Ding!
But,
Ding!
yes. What are you dinging at now?
Ding! I've got some messages. Juan, may I call in? Yes, of course you can call in, Juan. But you can't call in while there's someone already on the phone, darling. You have to wait until that call is finished. I don't have any operators working here at night, I'm afraid. It's just me. All the operators are here doing the daytime shows in the little control room next door to us.
The broom cupboard.
In the broom cupboard, yes. Hello to Mark Kempner. Mark's there. Good evening, Mark. Christine Franklin says, the bay next to Primrose Valley, where you had your holiday, used to be Butlins Filey. First Butlins to be built. I didn't know that. Because there are quite a lot of holiday places around there, other caravan sites, aren't there?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, there are. And they're all selling stuff. And, I've said to you before, you can buy a caravan for about 22 grand, something like that. But it's just not worth it. You'd never get that money back unless you're going for like 6 months of the year or something like that. I think it's completely pointless to actually own a caravan.
Because by the time you've paid your ground rent of, say, 3 grand, for argument's sake,
minimum,
per year,
absolute minimum, 3 grand, mate.
And then obviously with that you get your entertainment passes all in and stuff. But if you were to go for, say, the 6 weeks of the holidays, the kids' 6 weeks peak season, they call it. You were to go for 6 weeks continuously, right? Because there was, when I was at Parks, they'd have the holidays. You'd have the same people there, the owners, so they get to know you. So if you went you'd have to be minted to be able to go out every evening to the entertainment complex. There's drinks, there's bingo, there's things for the kids, there's food, there's Starbucks, there's Papa John's, there's Burger King's, there's fish and chip shops. You name it. You've always got to be. You've got to be really minted to go to a park for say 6 weeks.
And then there's the cost of the caravan. Minimum cost 20 grand, I think. And then it's like, as you say, anything between £3,000 and £7,000 for ground rent. Well, if I told you in a year I probably spend about £800 on caravans, you can see that you would never ever get that back. It just wouldn't come back. So it's a waste. Bit of a waste of money, unless you're minted, like you say.
But why have you ever thought of buying one and then?
Yes, I have. Yeah, but I think it's pointless. Other people would say, well, you could buy one and let it out and make the money back like that. Well, then what's the point in buying one? Because the whole point in buying one is that you would fill it with your things. Well, you can't do that if you're going to let it out to someone else, can you?
You could have a mobile TV studio.
Oh, I like the sound of that, darling. Coming to you from our studios in Primrose Valley. Yes, that sounds very good. Weird City Citizen says you can only live in a caravan park for 10 months of the year for tax reasons. That's why my dad said when we lived in one. Yes, I know that. But there are caravan parks where people move in. They do move in, and I think they have to pay council tax and things. You can get all year round caravan parks. I do know that.
Yes. Well, that's really it. What I was going to say.
Oh, lovely to talk to you tonight, Danny. And can I congratulate on you being interesting on this call, which is not like you at all. Well done.
Oh, that's what I was going to talk to you about.
Oh.
My open top bus tour. Did you see it yesterday?
No. What was that?
I was on. We are obviously an official radio station for a Little Dragon Music Festival
Oh,
in
right.
North
Yes.
Wales this year.
What's that then?
Basically, it's set up by two guys who work for the NHS, and
Yes.
it's for raising money for children's services across North Wales.
Yes.
And there's a festival going on, and all the money is going, all the ticket sales and all that sort of stuff is going to the wards, for the children's wards in various hospitals across the coast.
Okay.
So we were on an open top bus yesterday, an old Route Master from London.
Oh, I love it. I want to drive one of those. I've got a friend, Alex. He drives London buses for a living. And I mentioned to him last night, I'd quite like to go and drive a London bus. And you can do that. You can, I don't know where, pay a certain amount of money and you go to this, I think, disused aerodrome somewhere and you can drive a Route Master. How fantastic would that be, Danny?
I know.
Anyway, carry on.
So basically, we were on this open top bus tour going from one side of Wales to the other. That's literally how it was, from one side of the north to the other side of the north, raising money for the festival and obviously selling tickets and etc. And we had a lot of fun. We had busking on it was called the Big Busk Bus Tour.
Okay. Yes.
And you need to go to, obviously, the Splash Radio Wales Facebook page. We're on there live and pictures and stuff of the day. And it'd be, hopefully raising lots of money for children's services. And it was a really good day. It was something positive.
Well, congratulations. Anything for a good cause, dear. Anything for a good cause. Please let us know you didn't sing while you were up there, did you, dear?
No, I just presented. Just used my good old
darling.
radio voice.
Did you do your radio voice? Did you? And were you popular? Were you popular on the bus? Did people recognise you? Oh, hello, that's Danny from the radio. Is it a bit like that, lovey?
Yes, it was lovely, yes.
I mean, I get that in Waitrose all the time, dear.
Why Waitrose? I thought it was Aldi.
What? Well, Aldi as well. I do all the supermarkets. I've become a savvy shopper. Did I tell you this, Danny?
Yes.
So I know what things are cheap in certain places. I think it's terrible news. Sainsbury's and Asda getting together. That's terrible news.
You know, this thing that with Susanna Reid and whatever his name is, that chef. Get rid of her. Put you on then if you're a savvy shopper. If you know all
Susanna
the good
Reid?
deals.
Oh, she does the ITV morning thing, does she? Is that the one?
Yeah, she does another TV show. Saving Britain money.
Oh, I don't know that.
When it comes to food.
No, don't know that one.
Well, anyway, Millionaires back Saturday night.
Well, you enjoy that, darling. I don't suppose you'll ever be one, but there you go. That's the way it is.
Well, I've applied to go on it.
Oh, my God. No, you're not going to be on the telly as well. Haven't you got to be good looking to be on the telly, though, now, Danny?
Well, this is the problem. I am.
Do you think so, do you? Well, we'll leave it on that note. Thanks for calling in.
Cheers. Good night.
Goodbye, Danny. Someone who is clearly delusional about his looks there this morning, boys and girls. Hello to Christina. It says, good thing it's after 8 p.m. Yeah, we are a little bit more risque at night, aren't we? We're a bit risque at night, I think. Let's just go down there. Where's down the list there? Juan. There we are. Christina. Yeah, bingo. Two little ducks. Quack, quack. Oh, they don't do any of that, Christina. There was none of that. Two little ducks, quack, quack, or anything like that. Very disappointing. On the phone again, Juan's there from New York, if I'm right. Hello, Juan.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you. All right. A rather unusual nighttime show. Thanks ever so much. Keep your messages coming in. I'll go back to those after we've done a phone call. How are you tonight, Juan?
Not too bad. Over here tied in, with the parentals.
Do what?
With the family, my mother and father.
Oh, okay. You're having a little bit of a family get-together. Is it cold in New York? Because it's cold here at the moment. It's a bit cold outside tonight, and it was all day long, to be honest.
We got cherry blossoms
sprouting
a Japanese maple tree in the front of the house.
How beautiful. A little bit like the blossom on the backdrop behind me, my spring backdrop. Is it like that?
Yes, men create universes that way.
Oh, how beautiful. Wonderful part of the world.
Listen, I want to call in because I ran into a nice gentleman from the fair land.
Right.
He came in from the Canadian Rockies.
Okay. What do you want
and
to?
his name is Charlie Nicholson,
Charlie Nicholson, yes. What about him?
and he's dead set on visiting, of all things, a museum that's opening up on the memory of Sir David Bowie.
Said, oh, David Bowie. What were you? Is this a friend that you've met up with that you're going to see a David Bowie museum or something?
He had come into LaGuardia Airport, and I just happened to see him in the neighborhood, and he was lost.
What is there? Where is the David Bowie museum then? Where is that?
It first begins in the subway system of New York City, which is 24 hours.
It's in New York, is it?
Manhattan.
What, the David Bowie museum? I'm not quite following this conversation. I'm sorry, Juan. Do you want to start again?
Before the grand opening of the museum, they have a public presentation of David Bowie's work.
Right. Are you a big fan of David Bowie, are you?
Oh, I go back to the Stardust years.
You like Let's Dance and all that. It's my favourite one by him. Let's Dance. Da, 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 da,
I
da.
love that. Yeah, I love that one too. There's another one, Blue something, or
Yes.
Shoes Blue something.
Blues music, yes.
No, put on your red shoes and let's dance.
Yeah, that's the one. Let's Dance. Did you ever see him in a concert or
Yeah.
anything?
No, I didn't have the fortune to have made. I was too young.
Oh, well, never mind. You can always go to the museum
How
now,
are you?
can't you? All
You're
right,
always
Juan.
a bright spirit. The fire burns well in you.
The what?
The fire, like light emanating from the internal light of the sun. Fire burns well in you, as they say. You have a way of inspiring others.
Oh, do you think so? I hope so. I just like to make people try and feel a little bit happier about things, really. That's me.
Right, you're a strong individual, to say the least. Your voice comes in loud and clear, and
thank you very much, sir.
You leave an indelible mark worldwide, to say the least.
Ta. Well, you have a lovely evening with your family, and I appreciate you calling in tonight, Juan, all right?
Thank you for receiving the call.
That's
and
all right.
It's a shame about the operators at the office there at the home. Just trying to make light of something serious.
You stay with us.
Thank you for allowing me to call in.
Yes, that's all right, Juan. Bye-bye now. There we are. Juan calling in from New York there on the show today, boys and girls. Let's have a look there. Kim Pemp, I think it is. Kim Pemp. Asda and Sainsbury's are going to merge and come under the name Walmart. Well, if it goes... See, I'm not a fan of Sainsbury's. I never have been. I find it's not just the staff or the shop, it's the customers as well. They're just awful. Awful customers who don't give a toss about anyone at all. If it goes the Asda way, then I'd be a lot happier. I quite like Asda. I like Asda. There's a massive selection of stuff. You can get anything in Asda. Anything. You can buy a television set or a pot of yoghurt. And the story, of course, in the Mail says Sainsbury's and Asda are still in talks at the moment. I don't know if they've finished yet. 15 billion. I mean, you can't imagine the figures, can you? A 15 billion mega merger to create Britain's biggest supermarket chain. Now, Weird Citizen says we don't want Walmart. I don't agree. I've been to Walmart in the States. Wonderful. I love it. I love going in supermarkets in the States. I've been to Walmart, Target and Publix. And you've never seen so much stuff in all your life. It's all in there. I love Walmart in the States. And of course, Asda here. I quite like Asda. Sainsbury's confirmed last night it was in advanced... Sainsbury's confirmed they're in advanced discussions with Asda, owned by American giant Walmart. Sainsbury's and Asda have combined sales and they're going to be like... If it happens, they'll be the biggest supermarket chain. Now, I don't know if they will keep the same names. You know, will we still have a Sainsbury's and Asda, or will it all become either Sainsbury's or Asda? So I don't know about that. I don't know if it's a good thing or not. On one hand, the bigger you are, the better discounts that they could get from the suppliers. But you see, the point is, there's always someone who's going to lose out, and it's generally the suppliers. You talk to farmers. You know, you talk to some of these farmers and they're selling milk at a loss and they don't make a lot of money, I don't think, farmers. And the supermarkets, they can basically come to them, well, how much your carrots? Oh, well, we can sell them to you at 10 pence a pound. Well, no, we're only going to give you 5 pence a pound. Take it or leave it. And they have to take it. So there's always losers. But the problem with people is that we don't want to pay for anything anymore. Take the organic section. You don't see many organic free-range eggs, do you? Because people don't want to pay that extra 10 pence for the egg. It's just the cheapest ones possible. But not me. I mean, I do. I buy the organic and the free range and all that. But generally, people want the cheapest thing possible. Well, someone has to lose out. So if this giant comes together, and then they've got more buying power. On the other hand, the fact that I suppose either some Asdas or some Sainsbury's would then close, you've got less competition. So perhaps that isn't the case and the prices will actually creep up. So I don't know what will happen about that. I would be really disappointed to see Asda disappear in favour of Tesco's. So not quite sure what would happen there. We will see. Weird City Citizen doesn't like it. He says it's too depersonalised. No, I disagree with that. I quite like Walmart. I love going into foreign supermarkets when you're abroad. How sad is that? Most people are quite happy to lay on the beach somewhere with a book or something, or go on some sort of trip. There's me going in Walmart to have a look around. And you can buy guns and you walk past the gun section in a supermarket. I kid you not. Oh, dear me. Hello to Johnny Key. Welcome, Johnny. He was on the telly last week. Did you see him? Johnny Key was on the telly last week on the Queen's birthday show. Johnny Key and Ray Reynolds, they were two people playing the ukulele. Did you see the ukulele players? Oh, they were fantastic. Best part of the whole show. Some of that show was dreadful, wasn't it? Dreadful. Zoe Ball. Well out of her depth. Why on earth did they give it to Zoe Ball to present the whole show? She was dreadful. Dreadful. That's incorrect. She wasn't dreadful. It just wasn't her thing. Completely wrong. They should have had, I don't know, Bradley Walsh, or who's the comedian he does a BBC One Saturday night show? He's got Michael McIntyre. Someone like that should have been doing that. Zoe Ball, please. God's sake, man. Lily Shambles. Hello, Lily. All right. He said, Lily's finding it difficult to realise that I actually don't know a show that would save you money. Oh, I'm all about saving money, dear. That's me, unless it comes to organic food. There we are. Ray Reynolds is there, just back from our variety bunker show at the George Tavern Commercial Road. I hope it went well today. I've got a new karaoke, Ray, in Nunhead. I don't know if that's any good for you, Nunhead. It's a nice pub. I'm going down there next week, and it starts. I've got a start date and everything. May the 13th. It'll be Sundays, nice and early, 6:30 to 9:30. Okay, Sundays 6:30 to 9:30 at the Pyrotechnic pub in Nunhead. That's right, Nunhead. Look it up. 13th of May, 6:30 to 9:30. Brand new karaoke in South East London. All right, my darlings. Let's just where are we now? I'm going to do one little stuff. I told you everything here. I think I have. I had the car cleaned today. Oh my God. First time for months. Seriously, the last time I had the car cleaned was like September. I just don't see the point. It's such an effort, Such an effort. So I took it down the local place where all the little foreign boys are cleaning it. Oh, they're all gorgeous, aren't they? All different ages. And they're working away on it. And I went into the office. So it cost me £10 to have it cleaned, which was very fair, I thought. And bloke sits in the office. He's a nice bloke, always very friendly. And he's sitting there playing cards on his computer screen. And he's got a new telly above, big telly. And he's got all these cameras on it. Really good pictures. Really, really good pictures on the cameras. And he's watching everyone work. I said, what's all that for? He said, well, you've got to keep an eye on them because they take the mick, they do. Never mind. Got a London caller. Hello, who's that?
It's Rory, Chris.
Who's that?
It's Rory.
Hello, Rory, in Fulham.
Yeah, how you doing? You all right?
Oh, of course, I recognise that code now. Yes. Hello, Rory. Nice to hear you. I didn't know you was with us tonight. Welcome to the show, Rory.
Oh, thank you. I am listening, and I you were just talking about Bradley Walsh.
Yes.
Well, talking of quiz shows, I guess you know that Millionaire's coming back, is it?
I do. Yes, indeed. Yes.
With Jeremy Clarkson.
Jeremy Clark. Wrong choice. Wrong choice.
Who would be your choice?
Bradley Walsh. I think he's the big quiz show host. He's kind of taken. He's not the same, but he's kind of taken over a little bit from Bob Monkhouse for me.
Yes, I agree. His voice reminds me of you when I hear him on The Chase.
Yes. I think he's excellent on the. I don't always watch The Chase, I must admit. Oh, hang on, there's a fly. Oh, hang on, let me close the window just a second now, because flies have started coming in, dear. They're either coming in through the window or out of my wallet. One of the two, dear. That doesn't open very often, let me tell you that now, Rory. Although it's going to have to open tomorrow because it's my mate's birthday tomorrow.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, my mate, I've got in a nice present. I can't tell you what it was in case he's secretly watching or something, you know.
Yes, I was about to say he might be watching. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. So I will reveal all on Tuesday. I will reveal all. I might reveal it on my radio show tomorrow.
All right. I'm going. I won't. I probably won't be watching on Tuesday. I'm going down to Devon with my parents.
Oh, lovely. What's down there? Is that where they live?
Yeah, I'm going down to Devon because my house is undergoing renovations.
Okay,
so I had to improvise a shower in the kitchen.
Oh,
it's almost like having a caravan.
Are you in a caravan, did you say?
No, it's almost like having a caravan because my bathroom isn't working.
Well, the showers in caravans are quite small, I have to tell you. But the lovely, powerful water jet, dear, gets right in all the holes, that water jet.
Oh, keep it clean, and that's what I say.
Oh, you'll have a nice time in Devon. It actually doesn't take too long to get there from here, does it? About 2 hours? Are you driving or
No, it's actually far faster on the train than it is on the than it is in the car.
How long on the train?
If you're going in a car to Tiverton, it's 4 hours.
Right.
And if you're going on the train, it's 2 hours, 3 minutes.
Is that all it is? I think from here, where I am, it's about 2.5 hours to Devon. It's not too far from here because I'm out of London. I'm an hour out of London. It's kind of on that. I'm sure it's about 2.5 hours for me to get to Devon, something like that.
Have you ever hosted a karaoke or a disco in Devon?
No, never been down there. Sorry, I have been down there as a child. I haven't been since I was about 14 years old to Devon.
Oh, really? That's a while ago. It's a while ago for me too, actually.
Oh, you can't tell from your voice, dear.
Oh, thank God for that. It's probably good that you can't see me, actually, because I probably sound better than I look, I would think.
Yes, I've been told several times to turn the camera off. Weird City Citizen says he's not a fan of Clarkson himself, so there we are. He's not a fan of...
A friend of mine who I do the radio show with at the hospital was absolutely amazed that Clarkson was doing it. Actually, I think they're only doing it for a week. And on the quick subject to Millionaire, as a birthday present, I'm going off to see a play about the coughing major, Charles Ingram.
Oh, I don't know that. Yeah. Don't know that.
It's the no. It's a play to do with the major that coughed on Millionaire.
The major. Oh.
Yeah.
Was this the guy who cheated?
Yes.
I remember that. Yes. Someone winked or something.
About him in London.
Someone made coughing noises or something. That would happen years ago, didn't it? Years ago.
Yes.
Yes, I remember that.
And they revived it.
Yeah.
So they're going to do another play.
Did you say Jeremy Clarkson was only... excuse me, only doing it for a week?
Yes.
Do you mean it's only on for 5 nights? Or he's recording...
Could be wrong, but somebody told me it's to do with an anniversary or it might be a new series.
Oh, right. Okay.
And something I read in the news today, which might interest you just randomly, they're going to be making a Chicken Run 2.
I enjoyed Chicken Run. I thought it was hilarious, the film Chicken Run.
Yeah.
I went to see that in Florida because I was in Florida at the time and it had just come out. And I sat there, it was British, of course. And I sat there watching it. I was laughing my head off. But the Americans weren't laughing. They didn't quite get the humour, I don't think.
No, I met... I recently met Imelda Staunton, at a reunion production of my college because she was reading a prologue for us.
And she's
and
nice.
I said to her, Imelda, were you in Chicken Run? And she said yes. And I said, that film is 18 years old.
I can't believe it. Is it really 18 years old?
It is.
Oh,
and
blimey.
she looked at me and she said, shut up, shut up. So I presume she thought I was referring to her age. And actually I was referring to the film.
Oh, my latest celebrity who I met was Liz Kerr. She's in Silent Witness.
Remind me who Liz Kerr is?
Liz Kerr, I think it's Kerr. Her first name is certainly Liz. She was in Silent Witness. She's the one who does the forensics. Little lady in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And she got beaten up. You remember she got mugged recently outside King's Cross Station?
That rings a bell, yes.
Yeah, I met her the other day. She was literally just had her wheelchair, an electric wheelchair, going past the pub. And I said, oh, hello. So I said, I really love your work. And we sat there, we had about a 10-minute conversation. We were outside the pub. What a lovely lady. Liz.
Fantastic. I was in my wheelchair once and I fell over and I was helped off the floor by Joanna Lumley.
How'd you fall over in a wheelchair?
Well, I was...
Oh, the chair tipped up, didn't you?
I was at the House of Commons with my college doing a show.
You mean the chair tipped up?
And the chair tipped up because I went the wrong way.
Oh, no, I'm laughing. I'm sorry, Rory.
I don't mind. People said I did it deliberately. And I genuinely opened my eyes and said, I've fallen for Joanna Lumley.
She actually helped you up. How blooming marvellous.
She did, absolutely, yes. And she said to me, no more prima donna exits like that, you know.
You should have put it on a bit. You might have been invited round to her house.
Well, I did write to her and thank her very much for helping me because I almost had to go to hospital, actually, funnily enough.
Was it a nasty fall, in all seriousness? Or was it,
No. I bruised my elbow, and when I actually wrote a thank you note to her for rescuing me, she sent me a check for my college, which was very nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I saw her today on a program about Camilla, actually.
Right. Yeah.
A sort of annual celebration. Are you doing anything to do with the royal wedding or anything like that?
Me? No. No, nothing like that, I'm afraid. I wasn't asked to do any of the... I haven't even been invited to the wedding, rather disappointingly. So how did your wheelchair fall? You've been going too fast to get that teacher to slow down a bit, wasn't it? Banging up those curbs.
I was actually in my manual when that happened. I should be able to do my... I wasn't in my electric. But they're actually using disabled people a lot now because there's a disabled actress in EastEnders, isn't there now?
Yes, and if you notice, certainly on the BBC, there's a few more disabled people being featured. I don't know if you've noticed the news. There's a young lady on there with just one arm. And it's great that people are now being pushed forward into the spotlight rather than having all pretty people all the time. I think that's excellent. I think that's excellent.
Totally agree with that. Yes.
What they're doing now, I really do think that's really good that the BBC are doing there. Everyone should have the same chance, whether they're disabled or whatever. Anyone who's different doesn't make any difference. You're not sort of, not real. You're just a little bit different. Why shouldn't you have exactly the same opportunities as everyone else who's pretty?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This is why you see, Rory, I'm not on BBC One because I'm too pretty for them now. They're going down another way now.
Right. Are you too modest for them as well?
I've just had a question from someone here who wants to know: did you fall on purpose to get her attention?
Over the years, people say that I did, but actually, I promise you, I didn't, because she actually saw me falling before I did.
Andy says all of series of Silent Witnesses are going to come on Netflix next week, so that's good. Have you got Netflix?
I haven't. My brother's been telling me about Netflix. I do watch a lot of YouTube, but not Netflix. Right.
Okay. That's an excellent thing to have. It's about £10 a month. Let me tell you, Rory, if you like television, it's worth it. It's worth the money. It's only £10 a month. It's not a lot of money.
I actually miss BBC Three, but I follow that on Facebook. So
right.
So I do have a kind of Facebook, a BBC Three thing through that. There's an awful lot of interesting things on that, random things.
I've got to be honest. I didn't find who's that girl they have on there doing document Stacey someone or other. I'm not a fan of her really, and there's a lot of sex stuff on there and unfunny comedy. I wasn't really a fan of BBC Three, to be honest.
Maybe people weren't in general, and that was why it was changed. They do a lot of but they do a lot of +1s these days.
Yes.
ITV +1 and 4+1, and they're very good. I was watching a Paul O'Grady for the Love of Dogs and all that sort of thing. It's amazing how convenient it is to be an hour ahead. Would you ever have your? I wonder if you ever end up on TV, Chris.
I doubt that very much. Someone would have seen this rubbish by now and thought, "Oh no, it's not good enough for there." I'm really convinced about that a few people of importance may well have seen this little thing that we do together, all of us. You know, almost every day, really. We do it every day. Someone would have seen it by now and thought, "No, what's that idiot all about?" I'm not good enough for that sort of thing. That's how it is. That is how it is. That is the truth. That is the truth. That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, maybe you could send them a show reel of all your documentaries and travels that way, and maybe they would.
I doubt that. I doubt that very much. But it's nice of you to say so. Thank you, Rory.
No problem.
Lovely to talk to you tonight. Good luck with your radio show. All right.
Oh, thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.
Cheerio, Rory. Bye bye now. There we are, Rory calling in from Fulham there. He's a lovely chap. He often used to turn up at some of the karaokes. I don't know if the one in South East London would be any good for him. Thank you. Social Media John says, I would be good to stand in for Matt on The Right Stuff. It's on Channel 5, isn't it, The Right Stuff? Stacey Doolan, thank you, Social Media. Stacey Doolan is the young lady who does the documentaries on BBC Three, and I don't know, she does. That doesn't mean she's not good at it. You know, we've always got these personal things. You like that, he likes that. You know, it's one of those things. When you see someone, for example, heavy metal music. I don't like heavy metal music. That doesn't mean it's not good. It's just my personal preference. And Stacey Doolan, you know, she's not for me. Doesn't mean she's no good at it. It's a little bit wishy-washy for me, her stuff. Hello to Graham, who says, Sir Chris, I've always thought you have a face that is ideal for the radio. Thank you, Graham. It's very kind of you to say so. I just have the one face, though, unlike yourself, darling. There's several faces going on there, isn't there? What were you doing at McDonald's this morning, dear? He was in McDonald's this morning. He accidentally ordered a kid's meal and he ended up with a pair of headphones and things. Oh dear. Lily is very impressed that I met Liz Carr. That's her. Love her. She's fantastic. She's really good, Liz Carr, on the Silent Witness. I love that programme. Very talented. And I actually said to her I said, I'm sorry you had that trouble down at King's Cross. She said, oh, it's all right. That's gone and done now. She got mugged. She got mugged. A little lady in a wheelchair got mugged. How sad and pathetic are people that would do that to someone like that? Absolute scum of the earth. They really are the scum of the earth, aren't they, some of these people? Mary says you can't tell anyone before Ronnie gets it. No, I won't tell anyone what that gift is before Ronnie gets it. Don't worry. He'll be getting it tomorrow anyway. Bradley Walsh, of course, yeah, he will be filming Doctor Who at the moment. He's going to be the assistant on Doctor Who, isn't it? Is there a girl as well? Is there a black girl going to be the assistant on Doctor Who? I can't remember now. No, that was in the past, wasn't it? No, it was in Plaz. Who's the girl on Doctor Who? Can't remember. Alrighty, we're going to do today's birthdays now, boys and girls, and then we're going, because I think my friend's coming around shortly. Happy birthday today to Graham Lang, who was he's just on there now. Happy birthday, Graham. 44? 44, dear? Are you for real? 44? I don't think so. Graham says he's 44. Please, you look older than me, love. Happy birthday, Graham. You're a very good friend of mine. We do have a giggle. We had such a giggle in the pub last night. We really did, myself and Graham. I don't dare tell you the conversations we have. Oh, you would be shocked and horrified. Happy birthday to Christopher Sweet. 34 years old. Happy birthday, Christopher. I think last time I saw you was at that place in Waterloo where we were all wearing little towels, wasn't it? Happy birthday, Christopher. Jason Allen is 30 years old today. I used to be on a radio station with him, CMP Radio, over 10 years ago now, Jason. Gosh. Happy birthday, Jason Allen. Darren Birch is 37 years old today. Looking very good, Darren. Happy birthday, Darren. Anthony Radcliffe, 35 years old today. Happy birthday, Anthony. Stuart Watts, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Stuart. John Cannon is 58 years old today. Happy birthday, John. And Jay Wright is 24 years old today. So happy birthday, boys and girls. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Enjoy your birthdays, gang. You only got 3 hours left. Now, tomorrow morning, I'll be with you tomorrow morning for a chat show. We're early on a Monday, usually about 9 in the morning, okay? So quite an early show on Monday morning because, of course, I do the music and chat show directly after that at 10 o'clock. And you can find that at reachonair.com. That's where I do my music and chat show. It's a bit like this, but with a lot of music, okay? So that's tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, reachonair.com. And before that, another chat show, just like this one, which is generally on about 9 on a Monday morning. However, what you're watching this tonight, you can watch it again, a new one tomorrow morning at about 9 o'clock, okay? Good. That's it then. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Thanks ever so much for joining us today, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye now.